And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the morning show. Luca Zanna, good morning.
Nice to meet you, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you. How are you?
Very good. And by the way, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I think it's very important to have a free media like your station here to bring facts to the political debate so the constituents and the residents of this county, they can make accurate researches and make up their mind. This is the way the system's supposed to work. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, Luca, you know, I'm kind of a latecomer to this entire issue, and what had happened, and we're talking about the Mojave County Board of Supervisors and the meetings they have. And how long ago did you start getting frustrated with it? Because you are obviously frustrated at this point. How long ago did this all begin?
Let me tell you where I'm coming from politically,
Please,
so you understand. First of all, I am a registered Republican, and I voted for Tom Sockwell, for Supervisor Sockwell.
Okay.
Of course, there is one important point I want to remind everybody. I always put, since I became citizen, the 29th of April 2005, my first allegiance is to America, to the United States Constitution, and there is no political party going to become above this.
Okay.
So my stand is always for the Constitution. And of course, I'm also a registered Republican, and also I try to find out the good Republican, the good things in the community. So I've been following the county politics. I'm not always excited. I'm not always happy. Sometimes there are good stuff done, and I'm very happy about it. Sometimes there are things I disagree. But specifically, why all this happened? Let me give you the short story so we bring back to the why. November the 13th, 2009, Mojave County property, I was very excited to go to see a town hall meeting of Senator McCain.
Okay.
Very simply. Never met the man before. I would like to meet him. I also would like to have the opportunity to share my point of view about his voting records. Okay, I thought it's pretty much common thing, you know, also coming from a Republican perspective.
Sure.
So what I did, and I have a gift for you, by the way, today. This is becoming a collectible.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we printed some voting records. This is the famous, infamous, or famous, how depends you want to call it, piece of paper that I was trying to share with other concerned voters in that community, on the county property.
Okay.
And by the way, in front of me there was also the sheriff. They can witness that I never disturbed the peace. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I never had any problem with justice since I was born, okay? And all we were doing politely to people that wanted to understand also the other side of Senator McCain, I was bringing some voting records. Out of the blue, I felt like I was in Russia or Nazi Germany. I have security guard coming towards me with Supervisor Buster Johnson behind. They say, you can't do that.
Okay, now let me get this clear.
Yes.
You were inside.
I was first outside.
Okay, you were handing these out outside.
And then also, of course, since Senator McCain was also operating inside with his staff, I wanted to have a chance to also go inside the room. Politely, I was sitting down, and around the people that were around me, they were sitting down close to me, I was giving flyers. And
so you weren't up, I hate to keep interrupting you, but I want to be clear on this.
Please, clear.
So you were sitting down and you were handing these out.
Yes.
You weren't walking around.
We had different stages. We had different stages. We were between sitting down and also giving them around. Because before I walk inside the room, I was inside the entrance of the auditorium, and I was giving flyers.
Okay.
I've been reached pretty much when I was already inside the room, and I was still had my flyers in my hands.
Okay.
They say, you can't do this.
Okay.
And I say, I would like to speak with Supervisor Buster Johnson. And I follow me outside in front of his car, and also I spoke with the sheriff, who was witness there. Said, please, Supervisor Johnson, can you tell me what law am I breaking? Okay. Why can I not do that? I mean, this is just, I'm not disturbing the peace, I'm just sharing some information in a peaceful way. You can't do that, there is a law. Listen, my only law I know that's called the First Amendment, and I didn't know about any type of other ordinance that was effective on the county property at that date. I asked to the sheriff, what do you think? I don't know. Okay. No, I didn't want to create a disaster. I didn't want to disturb the event. I said, okay, let me just do that. I'm going to put it away. I follow your advice or whatever you say.
Okay.
I was a little disturbed because I knew that there is no law and there was not even a county ordinance, but that's okay. I followed what they wanted me to do. I went inside the room. I followed peacefully. You can see on YouTube, if you go to mojavecountyconstitution.com, you will see the YouTube of summary of this event of Senator McCain. I felt, just on a little note, I was on the second row, and I've been with my hands raised for at least probably the whole time. You will see that on the video.
I did see that.
I've been ignored for a while for everything, and then at the end, when I finally, politely, I didn't scream, but I raised my voice and I stood up, and I felt like somehow I was ignored by the senator. I don't know why. Maybe I know why, but that's another story. I had to say, please, Senator, I'm an American too. Politely, I would like to have a chance to say my 60 seconds of question or rant, whatever, call it whatever.
All right.
And you know what? He called me, oh, finally, I understood this. My English sometimes is a little slow. I understood this after a while. So finally, what he said, rudeness pays off. Rudeness pays off. Well, I didn't scream. I just tried that. But it's okay. People can judge on their own. But the point after that, let's go stick to the facts. Okay, there is a law, or there was a law. Supposedly there is a law. I would like to ask to the supervisor after this event was over, please show me the law. Show me which law I was not allowed to pass First Amendment flyers on county property during a county event like Senator McCain town hall meeting.
Okay.
I went immediately back a few days later to the county supervisor office. I started to inquire with the front desk of the third floor where Supervisor Watson was there, and I started to place the call to everybody. Okay, no call. Let me do it better. I said, maybe that's not the system. I write an email to everybody. And by the way, the first email is on the record. This stuff I'm saying, everybody's verifiable, and I have also the copy for you if you want. December the 2nd was my first official email to the three supervisors, and also to Matt Smith, that is the county attorney.
Okay.
And by the way, and this I wanted just to keep it very much I didn't want to make a big public event.
Right.
This was just behind the scenes. All I was trying to inquire to show me which law I was not allowed to pass Senator McCain voting records during the town hall meeting. Nobody was writing me back. And this also, just for the records, I sent this email also to Senator Gould and to the sheriff. Not because they were involved, even the sheriff technically is involved because he was a witness. I wanted just to be sure that, I wasn't being ignored. This is a public, even private form, is a public request, a petition.
Right.
Nobody write me back. I start to feel frustrated because this is, beside we have differences of opinion, if you're a public servant, okay, and I ask you a public question pertaining public business, it wasn't about, let's talk about the soccer team or other stuff, okay?
Right.
I demand politely to have an answer. Everybody deserves that, as we're taxpayers here.
Right.
I didn't get anything. At that point, that's why I always praise the free media. Every free media is blessed to defend the freedom of speech in this community and also in this country. I resort to go public. And the first media that somehow break the news was the Kingma Daily Miner, okay? And bottom line, they finally get an answer that I didn't get, I was not able to get directly from the word of the mouth of County Attorney Bill Ekstrom. It was pretty generic, but they say if you want to read the word by word, you can go on the website, Mojave County Constitution. He said, bottom line, that they can do whatever they want. There is a policy. I say something, the policy, we have a rule of law, okay? I remember in history when I studied the Magna Carta, 1215, King John, what is the difference when he started to have the opportunity to give rights? They are God given, by the way, that the government shouldn't give you any rights, but the point is, you have to put something on writing. It's called the Magna Carta. The point is, the truth is, when we cut all the drama down, November the 13th, there was no law that forbid me to pass out Senator McCain hands out flyer in a peaceful way. The only law that there is called the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, and it was ignored. I wasn't disturbing the peace. The sheriff is witness, so much that we have a great report. I've been supporting him for his last re-election. I volunteer for him. I'm a law-abiding citizen, okay? We may have difference of opinion, but I never intimidated anybody. All I use is my First Amendment in a polite way. That's the point. That day I was treated like, I don't know, in a third world country, like in Nicaragua or other fascistic state, that you can do that because I say so. And there was no county ordinance. So to make the drama get bigger, all I was asking, first of all they had to do is answer me back. Maybe say, hey, there was no law. Maybe it was we did something that wasn't exactly right. And I say, okay, guys, that's fine. Let's move on. But let's want to do a law, do an ordinance. It's constitutional, applies to everybody, and I'm okay with that. But I don't want to be, first of all, ignored for 6 weeks. Right. I had to get to the media to get an answer from you. Right. And then what happened? That's why Mr. Sokol got involved into this. We go to this county meeting, my first county meeting after the article, and I really got frustrated, I must admit it. I was trying to call. I found out that the rule says that if you want to be put on the agenda, you need to be speaking with one of the supervisors.
Okay.
And the supervisor, at their discretion, they can put you on the agenda. Fine with me. Okay, these are the rules. First of all, Supervisor Sokol, it was my first contact I was trying to reach. because also he's my supervisor. I call him. Yes, he's right. He's on this record. I also was always able to speak with his secretary.
Okay.
Okay. I know that he speaks with many other people. I don't understand why. I didn't want to try start a conversation about legalese. I was just trying to have a conversation with my own supervisor.
Right.
Say, why is this happening to me, supervisor? I never had the honor to speak with him. And that was pretty disturbing, especially I voted for him, okay?
Right.
I didn't find that right. Then I've been pretty much say, hey, the supervisor tell you, and the secretary, you got to speak with Mr. Matt Smith. Okay, if that's the system, I'm going to go there. Matt Smith, he didn't talk to me till after all this situation, after 6 weeks later, 7 weeks later, after this went super public. So if it wasn't for the media, nobody wanted to speak with me. And I found this disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
People must understand this is not the way supposed to work the system, because I don't need to come to you and cry to try to talk with my own supervisor.
No, you shouldn't.
You know, this is, come on, I may have an accent, but I'm an American, okay? And that's the point. I'm a taxpayer too in this community. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I shouldn't be treated like a
third-rate citizen, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened this day, I forgot the date, but it was probably the 7, 8, I don't know, this January, okay? I went to this public meeting. I was frustrated. I wanted to talk, but more important, with the media. I wanted to talk with the community.
Okay.
And I wanted to reach officially, speak to the supervisor. I never was able to speak. I signed on the agenda on an item that was my item. I understand that. And I apologize deeply. You can hear the conversation on the webpage on YouTube, MoaveCountyConstitution.com. There is the interaction. It's very short, 2 minutes. And I said, please, I'm sorry to do what I'm doing. All I want to say, I would like to be put on the record. I would like to speak with some of you. I would like to be reached by some of you. And I would like to investigate and ask which law regulates or somehow forbids the freedom of speech of a citizen of Mojave County. That's all I was asking. And I say, you're out of order. You can speak out of order. Oh, I understand. And then they say, you need to speak with the county attorney. I tried. What should I do? I say, media, please. You are the last chance we have to make our voice heard. Mm-hmm. And that's why the media started to follow the case, investigate the case. And this is like snowball. Because it's not just about me now. It's about every law-abiding citizen in this community that want to have a relationship with their elected officials. Mm-hmm. And also to petition for rights. Talking about the First Amendment, it is not a game. It is not a joke. Let me tell you my background. I have an accent, yes. I'm an American citizen today, and that's all I would like to be treated. My heritage is Italian. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of where I was from. But also I'm more proud that your father or your grandfather in World War II came on the beaches of Anzios. Anzio Beach was a World War II landing. Many of your family or many of your relatives or many of your generation from your father or grandfather died for my family when we were under German occupation. And they gave their life and their limbs for this First Amendment.
We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere, please.
Step back in time with Winter Dance Party, the official tribute to the likes of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. March the 18th through March 21st at Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort. Locals receive $5 off the regular ticket price. Winter Dance Party, March 18th through March 21st at Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort.
It's time again for the Laughlin Town Fest, the 2010 Laughlin Town Fest. Starts Thursday night with the carnival and the Moonlight Laughlin dinner. There'll be 4 days of family fun with ice cream, music with live bands, and hot dog eating contests. Now don't miss the absolute favorite parade down Needles Highway with horses, floats, music, and classic cars. Don't miss the only annual Laughlin community event, the Laughlin Town Fest in the Laughlin Town Center Mall and all along Needles Highway.
When you're expecting a baby, you have a lot of decisions, like knowing that the doctors who deliver and care for your baby are all board certified and meet the highest standards in a setting that feels more like a hotel or home than a hospital, and having a top quality staff to care for any medical or personal need. You'll find all of this and more at the magnificent Women's Center for Labor and Delivery at Valley View Medical Center. Be sure to ask your doctor to refer you to Valley View Medical Center, just minutes from Bullhead City, Laughlin, and Needles.
This segment of the morning show is being brought to you by National Construction and Development, Quality Construction and Landscaping. Call them at 928-542-2661. It's National Construction and Development. And welcome back, morning show viewers. Luca Zanna is with us this morning. We're talking about, boy, if you haven't joined us in the last 20 minutes, where the hell were you? Because we've had a lot going on here. If you want to see Luca in the in what he is talking about, go to YouTube, go to Mojave County Constitution.
.com.
.com. There it is, right there on the web page, and there will be a
link, Restore Freedom of Speech, down at the bottom.
Down at the bottom?
All the things we are doing, what we try to accomplish.
Okay. Anyway, go in and take a look at that. There's some good video clips in there. I have watched them, and it gave me a little better understanding, although it's still kind of confusing because I got to tell you, right, wrong, or indifferent, and I understand, as you said during the break, you're responsible for what you do, not for what others do.
Yes.
But when this whole pitchfork issue came into it, even though they're unrelated, unfortunately, it came that now all of a sudden this thing is blown out of proportion because of whatever. And I didn't realize initially that they weren't, and there's Mervyn right there with the pitchfork. I didn't realize initially that they weren't a part, that they are not each of the same issue. You have since, after being treated, in your opinion, like a third-rate citizen, have just recently filed to recall Tom Sockwell.
Yes.
And do you feel this is your only recourse? Obviously you must, otherwise.
I think we need to, I'm a law-abiding citizen, I work within the system. I think at this point it's not just about me, it's about every resident of this community, of this county, Mojave County, to decide if we can get something better, to remind to the public servants that they work for us, that they have some rules, not just us, we have rules, that our rights, they are by God, not by them. They're God-given rights. That's why I came to this country. Otherwise, I was in Europe. I was a subject, and the government gave me rights when he wants. No. If I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm not being unlawful to anybody else, I'm not disturbing anybody else, their rights, infringing their rights, I have rights come from God. Right. Unfortunately, the trend in the last few weeks has been proven. Supervisor Sockwell, with the other two supervisors, they forgot this very important concept. The right of free speech, freedom of speech, if it's done in a peaceful way, that you don't disturb the peace, okay? Especially when we are also supposed to have equal protection under the law of our rights. We do not have two types of class of citizens. Senator McCain, the beautiful thing of this country, our founders, when they created the Constitution, and they gave their life for this new concept called the United States of America, was that every citizen, I don't care if you are the president or if you're a senator, you have the same rights as you and me.
Right.
And I felt that day our fathers were betrayed. All the sacrifices were betrayed because we have a senator that is allowed to break also state law, ARS 11410. The stately said that county resources cannot be used for influencing election. And let me tell you one thing, this is not coming from me, it's coming from Senator Ron Gould.
Right.
And also, even better, somebody that in the past we disagree. But I respect very much today for a stand for the Constitution and going against any party line that goes against the Constitution. Representative Nancy McLean, she showed a lot of character. On the Mojave Daily News of February 15, 2010 says, she agrees with Zanna, said the town hall was a meeting with McCain, who was there to run for re-election. Okay? This is coming from a Republican state rep, that she has a lot of guts to stand up for that.
Yeah.
And the point is, we have a state law that says county resources, county employees cannot be used to influence an election. Not a citizen. I'm there just to give a little flyer to share a different opinion about the state senator. I wasn't running for office. Also, I am not a county employee. Instead, they just put it upside down. Senator McCain can do what he wants. You shut up, otherwise we're going to kick you out. Jam, this has happened during Mussolini, this stuff. And we cannot allow this, because remember, fascism or communism, whatever intrusion from the government, taking over individual liberties, start to flip the foot, first with the toe, and then they ram down with all the shoulder.
There's two things I really want, and I want to get. Let me. I may be putting the cart in front of the horse.
Go ahead.
You're talking about having a recall
Yes.
of Tom Sockwell.
Yes.
What would stop this today? What would stop it in its tracks? Is it stoppable?
At this point, I wish it was stoppable, because if it was just up to me, I would say, I asked him many times. All it was, you know what I was asking at the beginning to make it really all this? An apology. I wasn't looking for money. I wasn't looking for recognition. For me and another gentleman, Mr. Dean Jacobs, that, by the way, you can see on this website, he's a 79 years old, U.S. Marine veterans, was with me that day, handing out flyers.
Okay.
And I felt like my heart was breaking for me. I was breaking for this gentleman that he had to go to the Korea and give years of his life to this country and treat it like he was a little slave that day in the parking lot. Okay? That's amazing. So at this point, the recall started. All I was asking was for a simple apology, say, sorry that day we were wrong, there was no law, let's not try to cover each other, come on, we have bigger problems in this country to take care, and I always said that the sheriff is witness, I always talk to the sheriff, we have bigger problem here, we need money, we need to try to get the business going, we can't waste our tax dollar on this garbage. The sheriff agrees with that, he was trying to mediate, at the point that they just ignore me. I can go to talk to Matt Smith 7 weeks later after all this went public, and they repeat me the same stuff, that their policy, they can do whatever they want. We have a problem here. If you repeat the same stuff over and over, it doesn't make it real.
So your answer to the question is probably not at this point.
No, at this point, no. And on top of that, there's another thing. I've been personally on public newspapers between Sockwell and County Manager Walker. I've been labeled names that I am not. If you see, there was on the Mojave County Constitution, you will see also there is a clip of Channel 3, and they did an investigation about that.
Okay.
Just reading that letter of county manager, I've been compared to Timothy McVeigh. Timothy McVeigh, the terrorist. Okay? Listen, I don't want to think that my honor, my also welfare, and my safety, I'm not a terrorist. I'm a law-abiding citizen. And just because I was asking for, demanded to show the law and not be shy about my rights, doesn't make me a terrorist. And nobody has the right, especially somebody that's supposed to work for us, to go on a public, rampage, calling me names. Supervisor Sockwell, you can see the letter there on the MojaveCountyConstitution.com website, started to call me and my wife hippie from the 70s. All the respect for the hippie, by the way, they have the rights to live too. But I'm not a hippie, okay? Look at my hair. It's
no, you're not
short,
a hippie.
Okay? I love hippies. They do what they want to do. It's their rights to be hippie. I'm not a hippie. And then try to make me look like, if Mr. Zanna doesn't like people with the dark hair and the accent, maybe he wants to put paper on them on the street. Hey, first of all, I have an accent. Number, I have dark hair. And don't try to make me look like I'm a racist, because I'm everything but that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you believe that at a county or even a city administration building, if you will,
Yes.
that citizens should have the right to go inside and or on the grounds to protest?
Okay, first of all, the word protest can be used.
And let's leave it as vague as I have stated it. Whether it be with a pamphlet, whether it be with a poster, whether you're in a marching line, should they be allowed on city property, county property to protest?
Let me give you an example. Bullhead. Bullhead, I think, has a great track record, and I'm very proud of the police from Bullhead City. Especially was, I think, Williamson, Deputy Chief Williamson. 2 or 3 years ago, we did a peaceful protest on the parking lot of the county, of the city of Bullhead City.
Okay.
All we did with there, a few of us, or many of us, regardless, we stood 24 hours on the city, town hall city area, just with our signs, not disturbing the peace, not blocking the traffic, nobody got hurt, nobody got disturbed. We made our point out. That's the way America is supposed to be. And not only that, the police of Bullhead, the Chief Williamson, he was there to provide us our security, that nobody was infringing on our rights. That's what America should be. That's what I think a peace officer should have done that day.
So you are answering my question with an affirmative. You believe that you should be able to go onto county property and protest.
If you do not disturb the peace, if you do not infringe on other people's rights, Okay, I'm not talking about start to disrupt meetings, start to disrupt things. I'm talking about this today. Is my
Doesn't there have to be a safe zone? I mean, forget the laws, forget everything. Let's just pretend like everybody could get along,
Okay.
Everyone could be reasonable. Wouldn't there be a zone that you would find comfortable that you could go into as a citizen, whether they believe in what you're saying or believe in what they're saying, and not be worried about somebody handing you pamphlets or being approached with people by signs or something to this effect, or even a public figure, an elected official coming to you handing something out? Isn't there an area that should be devoid of that shouldn't have that in it, in your mind?
The point is, this is slippery slope, okay?
Yes, it is.
It's up to the man to decide when your First Amendment stops. Is that right? When we're going to make it stop, or when we're going to make it start? Who's going to decide that? Today
I'm not talking about legislated laws.
No, I'm talking about policies.
You, me, men, common sense.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say there has to be a point where we say communally that, you know what, this is a safe zone. It's a DMZ, if you will.
So it's like, you want to call it constitution-free zone?
Not a constitutional free zone.
Or I have it or I don't have it. If I have the First Amendment, or I don't have it. Okay? My point is this one.
You're tough, I got to tell you.
Let me tell you this. Let's keep it simple. I have right till I don't infringe on your rights.
Yeah.
If you are talking, I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm not going to intimidate you. I'm here, I'm listening. I may not agree with you, but you have that right. You got 3 minutes, though. Don't think you got all hours. And I want to have my 3 minutes, too.
Right.
And everybody's happy.
Okay.
We come back home, and we let the debate go. That's the way it should be.
It would frustrate me to walk in a meeting, Lucas, to walk in, and as soon as I walk in the door, either have some political figure or someone else stuffing things in my hand.
Yes, that's why we have a state law.
I don't think that's the
Let me
form.
tell you, sir, and you're right. You have a state law. It's called ARS 11410. Okay. Pretty much says the county and county resources cannot be used to influence an election, okay, by county employees.
Okay.
It doesn't say, though, at all, and this is also been approved by the state Senate attorney and also Senator Gould officially went public on this, that as citizen, we're going to be in this type of state law. Let's say I am in the county, I'm running for election, and I cannot go there and start to do exactly what you said, to push my stuff. But me as a citizen, if I go there, if I don't disturb the peace, there is no law from the state or from the United States Constitution that tell me that I cannot express my First Amendment, of course, without disturbing the peace.
Okay.
Why should we make now a law, me and you together, by common, well, we already have state and federal laws that say that. If the county want to start to rewrite an ordinance, they just did. Guess what? They show their true colors. Not only they say you cannot give your First Amendment, express your First Amendment. Also, at their discretion, they can tell you which T-shirt, what you can write on the T-shirt. For example, I like beer once in a while, and I like also Corona beer. Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot walk in that building with my Corona shirt. Excuse me. Our founder's father would have not agree with you. This is America. Don't tell me which shirt I can go in. I'm not saying I'm going naked. I have a shirt.
Right.
I have my little Corona stuff or whatever.
Tell me this one thing, then.
Tell me, sir.
It says here on this, and I got this from Irvin Fried, and it says Mr. Zanna says he wants 5,000 signatures because you need about 3,700 to make this happen.
Yes.
And you're willing to pay, and you will be paying $1 per verified signature.
Okay, first of all, the beautiful thing, I don't need to pay myself. It's called a process, political committee. We just set it up. We have a bank account that, as I finish here, I'm going to open. And we're already receiving a lot of donations.
Okay.
So this is common use to recruit volunteers. By the way, 80% of our volunteers, they don't even want to get paid. They're just doing for the good deed. Okay? There are some people that they are in very hardship. They need the job, but they would like to do more, but they don't want to sacrifice their job time, or they need to make a choice.
Okay.
It's always been done in many other states that you can compensate. I also went through Alan Temper's office. I also asked to Phoenix to be sure everything's kosher, everything's right. I can retribute it. I can compensate petitioners, the person that collects the petition, according to whatever I want. All I need to do is a check from our political committee action bank account. And that's what we're doing.
I know it is done. I guess everybody's just freaked. I'm especially freaked after that whole Acorn deal all the way across the United States.
Listen, you work, you get paid, right?
Well, sometimes, yes.
Good, I hope so, okay? I work, I get paid. It's good to be paid for a good work.
What do you do, Luca? What is your job?
My job, you know, I've been blessed since I came to this country. I really want to thank, that's why I'm doing this today, because it's my way to be involved, okay? First of all, I have different business I do. Mostly I write music and sound effects.
Oh, okay.
If you need something for the show, let me know. I can give you some.
Thank you.
Bruce also a poet, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I write poems.
Songwriter.
Songwriters.
From Rome.
From
You're supposed
Rome.
to be a lover. What happened?
Hey, listen. This is daytime. Nighttime, I do other stuff, okay? This is daytime. Nighttime, I like to have fun, and I'm a happy guy. I'm always happy. And but this is part to be involved. We can't just let things happen on its own. I mean, if we don't do nothing, and this is for all of you, my friends, watching home, okay? We can complain all day long about things. We don't like Washington, what's going on, I understand. Now, this is Mojave County, or this is the area where we live. It's must. It is must for you, but more important for who's coming after you, the next generation, to get involved, to do what you think is right. Inform yourself. I'm not asking you to believe what I say or what you say. Just inform yourself. You're smart people. And get involved. This is the time, if you want to make a difference, we can do it, okay? This is not like to think I want to make a new president. No, we have a county government that we need to look into this. We need to look at what they're doing to our Constitution. We can make changes if we want to. It's up to us. That's why I say we have more than 50 people right now that they just volunteer for the recalls of Sockwell. Recallsockwell.com is the website. You can come, you can donate, you can also interact. Some people don't agree, let us know. I'm here to talk to everybody. If somebody is respectful, I'm always respectful, okay? So please, let's get involved. And not in person with a supervisor. I voted for him. I'm a registered Republican. I used to be a prison committeeman. My point is, my country, our Constitution, our God-given rights, and not the privilege, as Supervisor Sockwell told us in the last interview. They are not gods. They are just public servants. And their privilege, they're not from them. They're God rights, God-given rights. So he betrayed us. He failed.